Hi everyone, am I audible? Hi guys, please make a habit of joining the session on time. I don't have to send the reminder in WhatsApp that you have to join the class. Are we clear with that particular bit? Cool. We'll start the session in just 1 minute. Hi everyone. Let's start the session. So today we'll be focusing on how to solve the problem statement on the hacker rank. Cool. So that will be our agenda. Okay, I'll share my screen and what we can do, we'll discuss the problem statement and then we'll slowly move to the solution. What you can do meanwhile, you can um, is my screen clearly visible to everyone or is it flickering? It's clear. Okay. Okay. Are you able to view hacker rank? So is it clear to everyone how to sign up in the hacker rank? We have discussed this multiple times. We have created the video as well. And is there anyone who is having their first session today? If that is the case, previous two sessions are already uploaded. You can watch it. You can watch the video how you can sign up in the hacker rank, right? Now, we discuss this particular problem statement. We discuss this particular problem statement. If number is positive, you have to print 1. If number is negative, you have to print -1. And if number is 0, you have to print 0, right? Now tell me, if I wanted to write this particular program, the first step was to read the number. I'm writing the code in C, as many of you are familiar with C language. Can you tell me how to read the number in C? What exactly I should write? If I want to read the number in C, what exactly I should write? Scanf. I can use the scanf function, right? Scanf %d and then I can write down the variable over here. Is the syntax correct? Yes, no? No? So can you help me with the correct syntax? How to read the integer in C? Yes, I missed the and person. And before doing that, I have to declare the variable. So is it clear that I have to declare the variable? Then I can write down the line to read the integer. Correct. Once I read the integer, can I say that I have to check if n is greater than 0? Now, many of you will make a mistake. What you will do before writing the scanf %d and %n, you will print a message. Please read a number, right? Do you guys have a habit of writing something of that sort? Please read a number, you will print something. If you do so, even if your code is correct, even if your code is correct, you will get the wrong answer. The reason is, if you will read the problem statement, what it is saying, just print the result. And what you guys are doing, you're first printing, please read the number. Then you will write the output of the particular result is this. Am I correct or not? Do you guys are in a habit of doing that? I'm not saying you should not do that while coding. You should make sure that you're printing all those log messages. But when you're doing competitive programming, you should print the output, whatever is required, instead of all the unnecessary stuff. Is it clear that I should avoid writing all that stuff? What I can do, I can simply print 1. Now, next, else if n is greater than, sorry, if n is less than 0, Then what should I do? Printf. What? Printf -1, right? Now, the third condition can be if it's not greater than 0, not less than 0, the value itself is 0. In that case, I can simply print 0, right? Now, let's see. What can I do over here? I can click on run code. You can see it is testing on the sample test case. Over here, the sample test case is present. Anything is fine. Whichever way you can write on the code. But when what you've written printf, enter the number, that will give you the wrong result. And instead of printing +1, if you see for 10, the output is 1. It's not saying +1, right? If we'll print +1, you will get the wrong result. And for negative number, you have to mention the sign. Or you can simply print the value -1, that will also work. Is it clear, Vinay, what exactly is wrong with your code? Now let's say I wanted to make sure that my code will work for all the values. If that is the case, I can give an input over here. What I have to give as an input, a single integer. Let's say I've given the input as 100. Now this particular checkbox is selected. And now when I will click on run code, it won't execute the sample test case. It will execute the value which I have given as an input. So if you see, based on 100, the output is 1. Is it clear why this particular checkbox is given? It's a very simple piece of code. So the application of this pretty hard. I mean, why exactly this is given it to you, in which scenario you have to use it. It will take time for you to understand, but do you get it how exactly this work? Then you can click on submit code. When you will click on submit code, the hidden test cases will be evaluated. Once everything is correct, it's accepted. How many of you have started solving the question on HackerRank and even tried? I got one message in the WhatsApp that someone gave it a shot. What about the rest of you? See, it doesn't matter how many courses you attend, doesn't matter how many sessions you attend. If you're not solving the problem statement in the HackerRank, it's waste. Trust me, how many videos you watch how to drive a car, unless and until you drive the car, you won't learn it. Maybe theoretically you will know what is accelerator, what is brake, what is clutch, how to shift the gear. But that knowledge is waste if you're not practicing it. Cool. So let's discuss the second problem statement and see what we can do. So can you take a minute and just read the problem statement? Those who are watching in YouTube, you can respond in the chat. I'll definitely try to take your questions. Yeah. So what does problem statement say? Write a program to input an integer in. Can I say that it's similar to the previous one? Here also have to read an integer in, correct? From a user and print the nth month of the year. And this is the month list. Input format says that you have to return a single integer that's given in the problem statement itself. And here the constraint is mentioned. What do I mean by constraint? If I will talk about the integer number, can you tell me what is the range of integer number? If let's say a number is integer, what is its range? That's the constraint. Someone joined from the Samsung phone. I don't know your name. So I'm addressing you as in Samsung. So the range is different. Constraint is different. In an integer variable, can I say that you can store something around minus 32,768 till the positive value 32,767. It's in the C language, I guess. In the Java, range goes from minus to the power 32. Where- Sorry, minus to the power 31 to the power 31 minus 1. Okay. So that's the range in Java, and this is the range in C++. Sorry, C. I'm not sure about C++, but yeah. Do you get it? An integer can hold a number minus 32,768 to 32,767. But in this program, whatever the integer value will be given it to you, that will be between 1 to 12. Okay. So your variable doesn't have a constraint, but this particular problem statement has a constraint. The value of integer will be from 1 to 12. Is this point clear to you? What exactly the constraint means? So constraint helps you decide the data type, and constraint help you to find the time and space complexity. Okay. If it is clear, let's go ahead and read the remaining problem statement. What does it say? Month list is this. Cool. Now, if I will input 1, I have to print January. If I will input 2, I have to print February. Is it clear what exactly problem statement is saying? If input is 1, print January, and input is 2, print February, right? Now, can you tell me in how many ways I can solve this particular problem statement? In how many ways I can solve this particular problem statement? I mean, what all programming elements I can use in order to solve this particular problem statement? 2 ways, cool. Can you tell me the first one? First one is I can go for if else, right? Second one is I can go for only if condition, and I can solve it using switch as well. How many of you know what exactly switch is? I think it's available in C, C++, Java, not sure of Python. How many of you know how the switch works? If you know, try to code this particular problem statement using switch as well. We will be discussing the first way. We'll write down the program using if else. Or to be more precisely, it's if else if, right? Let's go ahead and read the integer. Before reading the integer, I have to declare it, correct? Then scanf percentage d and %, right? Now, if n is equal to 0, sorry, if n is equal to 1, what should I do? What should I do if n is equal to 1? Printf January, right? Now, do I have to print exactly like this, or I can just simply print Jan? I can simply print first letter in the smaller case. If you look from the end user, if I will say the first month is Jan, you will understand it's January. If I'll print everything in the smaller case, still you will understand it's January. So should I print it in the smaller case? Should I just print the starting 3 letters, or should I print the entire word January? Make sure that J is capital. What should I do? Guys, what should I do? If I have these 3 options, Jan will work, right? But tell me, whenever you submit the code, it will verify, the text file will verify the expected output is January and what you have printed is Jan. It will try to match both the things. So is January equal to Jan? Let's say you have 2 different text files and you have to just match it. Does it match exactly or not? So when you will try to compare January with Jan, you, no, right? So you will get the wrong result. I hope it's clear to you. If you want, I can try to click on run code, and for input 1, you'll get the result as January. If you see, the first test case is passed. Your output is January, expected is January. If I will change the letter, let's say January. You get it? Our output is January, expected output is this, and it's a wrong result. So your outputs are case sensitive. Please be very clear. I know these are very simple problem statements. You can solve it, but it's an important lesson that you should know what exactly to print. I'll share this link. Can you guys try to complete this particular problem statement now? Oh, sorry, yeah, I just wanted to show you this. Were you able to see it? Output is January. I have kept here a smaller case earlier, and when I ran the program, it doesn't match. And okay, I'll do it again. It says wrong result just because one character is small. As soon as I'll make it capital, this will work. Only the first test case. I'm not saying that we have completed the logic. Yeah, go ahead and finish on this particular program. You can, but it's not required. So you're just focusing on if else right now. There are multiple ways to solve this particular problem statement. I can store everything in an array, and let's say value is 1. I'll take the value from the 0th index and print it. So let's not complicate. Let's stick with the basic, and let's solve this particular problem statement using if else. Yeah. Done with the code? Okay. So your code will look something like this. You can write multiple else if and you can make the summation. Now, if let's say n value is 5, how does execution is going to look like? You will compare the first if. Is n equal to 5? No. Is n equal to 2? Is n equal to 3? Is n equal to 4? Is n equal to 5? Yes. If it is true, then what it will do? It will print me. Correct? Now, instead of using else if I would have written only if condition, what would have happened? Is this program correct or not? I haven't used if else if. I have just used if condition. Is this program correct or not? Why? If let's say n is equal to 7, apart from this, is there any condition that will be true? No, right? So let's try to submit this code. I'm saying apart from this, only this condition will be true. Rest all will be no, right? Only this condition will be true. Rest of the condition will be false. Every time it will check for all values of n. That's correct. See, if you see, is it an optimized code? Answer is no. Because let's say if value of n is 5, what it will do? It will match the first condition, second condition, third condition, fourth condition, fifth condition. Yes, for fifth condition, value is true, but it's a if condition, right? Every condition will operate independently. So it will still compare values 6, 7, 8, 9 till 12. Agreed or not? Even it found the match at line number 20, the fifth if condition, it will still match all the 12 condition. Do you agree with me? Right? So that's not the right way to write down the code. If you feel that in multiple condition, only one condition is going to match, then you can use if else if. If you feel that there can be multiple answer, then you can go for if condition. Now tell me if value is if value is 12, don't you think that it has to match first 11 if condition and then only it will say n is equal to 10 and I'll print this number. So it has to check first all the previous condition if n value is 12. Do you guys agree with me or not? Agreed? So even if it's a if condition or else if, in the worst case, it has to check all the conditions. In the worst case, on an average case, definitely the performance will be better. But in the worst case, the performance is same. It has to match all the 12 conditions. Agreed? So there is a way we can reduce all those comparison. We'll discuss it later. But do you get it? In the worst case, it will be same. And you understand when to go for if and when to go for if else if. If this is very, very clear to you, we can move to the next problem statement. Okay. Now, next problem statement is percentage and grade. So what you have to do, you have to write a program to calculate the percentage and grade of a student. So can you tell me what is the formula to calculate the percentage? If let's say these are the marks of 5 subjects 50 plus 60 plus 70 plus 80 plus 90. You will first find the total. If I will say there are only two subjects, let's say 70, you scored 70 in one and you score 80 in two. What is an average of it? What is average of it? 150, right? Out of 200. So average is what? Average is 75, right? And that's your percentage. If you talk about 100. So if you simply find an average, that will work if your total marks is out of 100. But if you want to apply the formula, yes, total marks scored upon total mark into 100. This is the formula, right? It will give you the percentage. Do you agree with me? Now, let's read the problem statement. Write a program to calculate the percentage according to the marks of a student and grade. So five numbers A, B, C, D represent the marks of a student in five subjects which are out of 100. Which are out of 100. So print the percentage and the grade of the student. Cool. We'll apply the formula because in some of the problem statement it can happen that it's not out of 100. So can I say that in order to solve this particular problem statement, I have to read five integers? Agreed? Let's declare them A, B, C, D, E, scanf, percentage T, and percent A, control C. Yeah, I think there's one extra. A, B, C, D, E, right? This is how I can read five integers. Now, I have to first find the total of all of them. Do you agree with that? So can I declare a variable int total marks scored and A plus B plus C plus D plus E, right? Agreed. I can write it in the single line. Scanf percentage E percentage D. Yeah, that will work. Cool. So it's been long back. I have written the code of C. I generally code in Java. I can make such mistakes. Do correct me and forgive me for my mistakes. Okay. So let's calculate the percentage. Now, if I want to calculate the percentage, will the result will be integer or it can be in the decimal values if I'm calculating the percentage? It can be in the decimal value. So instead of int, what should I use? Can you help me with the data type? Double or float? Cool. Now, total marks scored divided by how much? If there are five subjects and each subject is of 100 mark, divide by 500, then into 100, right? Can I say that? Okay. Will it give the correct result? First of all, tell me, will it give me the correct result? Yes. Okay. Now, let's say, let's say, okay, I'll simply, I won't complete the program. I'll simply print the percentage to see whether we are getting the correct result or not. Okay. I'll give the 5 marks as, okay. Cool. Let's run the code. I made the mistake percentage. Is there any problem with this particular syntax? Guys, what's an issue? Percentage F? Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. Let's see. It's saying 0. Why? Did you see that your output is 0? And ideally, if you will sum up these number, 50 plus 60 is 110, 110 plus 70, 180, 180 plus 80, 260, 260 plus 90, 350, right? 350 out of 500. What we should get? 70%, right? Okay. I'll remove this formula as of now. I just wanted to teach one concept. Control X. It's a mistake we generally make. Let's say if I will do 1 divided by 2, what should be the output stored in the percentage variable? 1 divided by 2. What is the result? 1 divided by 2? 0.5. Let's run the code. Your code did not pass this test case. Okay, cool. Leave it. It's a warning, so I can ignore it. You can see that output is still 0. Why? When you divide an integer by integer, the result is also integer. So 1 divided by 2 will give you 0.5 and it will take the integer part of it. So integer part of 0.5 is 0, correct? That's why you got the result as 0. If you don't believe me, let's take 5. 5 divided by 2 should ideally give 2.5, but you will get the result as 2. Is it clear? You can see the result is 2. It's taking the integer part of it. Integer by integer, the resultant is integer. Okay? So you learn this concept that integer by integer will give you integer. Now, in order to solve this, what I'll do, I'll simply multiply by 1. If I will multiply something by 1, if I'll multiply something by 1, will the value remain same? 5 into 1 is 5, 10 into 1 is 10, right? So value won't change. But after multiplying by 1.0 into 5, 1.0 into 5, it will be considered as a floating number. Now the division will be from, it won't divide 5 by 2. Now it has to divide 5.0 by 2. Clear? So the result will also be in the floating number. Let's see. 2.5. We are getting the correct result. So let's go back to the previous formula. And what should I do? I should simply multiply by 1.0 into total mark. And it's better to place the bracket over here also. Mhm. Let's see. I know the result is wrong, but we got the value 70, correct? Is it clear so far? Now, based on this percentage, you have to design the grade. If percentage is greater than 90, its grade is A. If it's between 80 to 90, then B. If it's between 70 to 80, C. So let me write down the code. Let's say if percentage is greater than or equal to 90. Then let's look into the output format. I have to print the percentage and the grade. So percentage is printed and I can print the grade here. Just for the understanding, I'll do exactly what code is saying me to do, like what exactly is mentioned in the problem statement. Printf grade. Grade is A, right? If let's say percentage is greater than 90 and sorry, percentage is greater than 80 and percentage is less than 90, then what should I do? I should print B. Okay. So in this problem statement, shall I go for if condition or shall I go for if else? Tell me, what should I do? If else if? Because any one of them is correct. So the grades are if D, oh, E is also there between 40 to 60. If it is less than that, then fail. Else, I can simply print fail. Yeah, grade F is fail. And the last grade is between 40 to 60. Is this particular program correct? You're printing the grade, we are printing the percentage. Is this particular program correct? Correct only. Let's run the code. If you see, it's printing 17.70.000 and then grade C. So ideally, slash C, sorry, C should be in the next line, right? But we are getting the value in the same line. Can I say that we also need slash n? Do you agree with that? And am I placing it correctly? Guys, it's your language. So you have to correct me. I mean, you guys used to code in C. It's printing slash n. What to do? Forward slash, backward slash. Backward slash, right? Um, you're saying first slash and then character. Then it's a problematic, right? Because I need the next line after printing the percentage. So that works, right? It's not a forward slash, it's a backward slash, I guess. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Let me place it everywhere. Yeah. Now let's try to run this code. It's correct. But can you see that we are getting the decimal value, but I don't want that? Now, how to solve this? We are getting the decimal value, but we don't want that. So how to solve this? How can you convert a floating value to an integer value? By typecast. Do you know the concept of typecast? Yes, no? No? Okay. Uh-uh. Then what to do? Okay, cool. So the point is we are getting the result in floating point. I just need to print the decimal part of it. How to do? Can you think of it? No idea. Okay. You guys should also search. I'll also search on the internet. Let's see who finds the solution first. Okay. How to print uh, decimal value out of MC. Guys, there is a concept called typecast. If you're not aware of it, so what I'll do, I'll simply explain it over here. If I will write percentage %d, do you agree that it will print the decimal? Guys, if I will write percentage %d, do you agree it will print decimal? Right? It should print the decimal value. But this particular value is float, right? In order to convert float to integer, you have to write something of this sort. Okay, I'll place everything in the bracket. What it will do, it will convert the float to integer. That means your floating value was 70.00, right? 70.00. It will just take the integer part of it, which is nothing but 70. If let's say your value is 56.99, 56.88. So what's the integer part of 56.88? What's the integer part? 56? It will take 56. Is it clear how does uh, typecast work? If you will use this kind of syntax, what it will do, it will convert your floating value to an integer value. Okay. So I'm not here to teach the language, how does it actually works? But yeah, by simply searching, we can figure it out. Okay. So let's see. Let's run the code. As of now, I have done the typecast for value C only. If it work, I'll copy paste the same sentence everywhere. You can see that sample test case is passed. So do you agree that we have written the correct logic so far? Now tell me what is wrong with this piece of code and what we can do to make it better. Anyone, any suggestion? What is wrong with this particular piece of code? And how can I make it better? Can I say that code looks bulky? Correct. Can I say that doesn't matter whether you store the grade A, B, C, D, E, F, I always have to print the percentage? Do you agree with me? So irrespective of which particular block is getting executed, you have to always print the percentage. Do you agree with me? Whether you score the grade C, B, A, D, doesn't matter. You always have to print the percentage. So can I take this line outside of if conditions? Always print the percentage, and then we will see which grade it is. Is this particular point clear to you? Now, can you tell me when this condition will be executed? Can you tell me when exactly this else if will be executed? Can I say that before checking this condition, it will first check the first condition? Do you agree with me? It will first check whether the value is greater than 90 or not. If value is greater than 90, do you think that code will go to this line number 19? Do you think that code will go to the code number 19? No, right? If code is going to code number 19, can I for sure say that value of percentage is less than 90? If let's say percentage value is 89, if value percentage is 89, is first condition true? No. If first condition is not true, then it will go to the code number 20. Sorry, this else if condition. Agreed? If let's say value is 92, will it go to line number 21 or this else if value is 92? It will simply go to the first block and exit the if else if. Agree with me? So can I say that whenever it is going to line number 21 and executing this else if, value is always less than 90? Do you agree with me? If value is always less than 90, Riyazul, do you agree with me? If it's clear to you, then we can move forward. If not, let me know. You can turn on your mic and we can have the discussion. Let me know if this is clear to you. Riyazul, can you please respond? Is this clear to you? Yeah, it's clear. Cool. So if it's going to value over here, it's less than 90. So do you think that I again need to check that is whether the value is less than 90 or not? For sure it is lesser than 90. Agreed? So that second condition was not required. Okay, you have a network problem. It's fine. Now tell me when it will execute this particular else if. When the value, let's say value is 89. If value is 89, this condition will be true. Will it ever check this particular condition if value is 89? If value is 89, will it ever check this condition? No. So can I say that this condition will be executed or flow will come to this condition only if the value is lesser than 80? Agreed? Else flow itself won't come. So I can remove this. Similarly, I can remove this. And similarly, I can remove this. Think of it. Take your time. The result will remain same. And then I can submit the code. Oh, one of the test cases is failing. Now, if this test case is failing, if someone has unmuted themselves, Riyajul, only unmute yourself if you have something to ask. Okay? Else keep yourself muted. It will create the disturbance and we have to upload this video in the YouTube as well. Okay? Yeah. Now, Let's say this particular test case is failing, right? How you will identify what exactly was in this particular test case that it's failing? Anyone? Is there a way to identify what exactly is in that particular test case that it's failing? Can you tell me? I made one mistake in this code. The mistake which I made was, the mistake which I made was, I'll explain. And before that, let's explore this option. Now I can give five integers. Let's say five integers I have given is 10, 10, 20, 20, 10. If you take out the average, what is the average? Or if you calculate the percentage, 20, 40, 60, 70, 70 by 500, mm, lesser than 20%. If it's lesser than 20%, can I say that it's fail? Or even better, if you want, let's take every value is 20. So average will be 20 and your percentage will be 20. So do you agree that, okay, Riazul, you have left the chat. I'll explain this again. Guys, just give me a minute. Later join and then we'll take it forward. So Riazul, what I did, I submitted this particular piece of code. I'll show it again. As soon as I submitted this particular piece of code, you can see that one of the test cases is failing. Now, one of the test cases failing, I have to identify what exactly went wrong. Now, for this, I'll explore this particular option. What I'll do, I'll enter five integers, and because problem statement says that you have to enter five integers, I'll give every integer is 20. If every integer is 20, can I say that average is 20 and percentage is also 20? So if it's at 20%, can I say that the candidate is fail? Let's click on run code and let's see what exactly you're getting as an output. Did you see that we are printing something extra when the candidate is fail? Because we forgot to remove printf from here. These are the silly mistake we make. And now you see we are getting the correct result. And let's try to submit the code. Is it clear? I know we discussed only two problem statement. Did you learn something? And can you summarize it up? You can send me the private message, that will also work. So we learned that we don't have to use unnecessarily print statement, correct? That's the first learning. Let me write down here what all we learn. So you cannot edit it. I have to click on open in editor. The first thing which we learn that don't print unnecessarily thing. Don't print or don't write unnecessary print statement if it's not required. What else? We learn about the typecast, correct? Same particular piece of code can be written using if else if, right? And we compared the, in the worst case, all the 12 condition would have been executed in case of which month, right? We explored this test against custom input, right? See guys, it's an hit and trial. I know that what mistake I made. So just to show you, I have used this particular option. Sometimes you can put the values in random and see whether you're getting the result as expected or not, because you can calculate the result as well, right? For certain problem statements, and you can compare what was the expected result and what you got. So in this way, this particular option is helpful, right? And we removed unnecessary condition from our logic, right? Anything else you want to mention? If there is any doubt, you can ask. That's it for today. Thanks for joining.